being described as the new space race. Nano-satellite technology is expected to dramatically transform the space business and connectivity here on Earth.
When Italian-born Flavia Tata Nardini moved to Australia for love, she didn't want to leave her second love, space engineering, behind. So she co-founded Fleet in an Adelaide warehouse. Her vision to launch a network of shoebox-sized nanosatellites into space.
Fleet is very dedicated to a special market. It's IoT, Internet of Things. The idea of 75 billion devices coming online in the coming years. It's the next generation of Internet.
Nanosatellites promise super-fast connections that could improve logistics sectors like transport, resources and agriculture, particularly in remote areas. There are about a dozen Australian companies looking for profits in space using nanosatellites, and more are expected.
The industry itself is worth about $7 billion a year. It's growing at 20% every year, so it's the fastest growing part of the satellite and space industry.
Dramatic technological improvements mean a process that once cost hundreds of millions of dollars can now be done at a fraction of the cost.
So the electronics are becoming so much smaller, which enabling you to put a whole lot more capability in a very small package.
It's an industry that's still in its infancy, but nanosatellites could become our eyes in the sky, watching and tracking what's happening here on Earth at a much faster rate than what was possible just a decade ago. As more space-driven companies take off, calls are increasing for Australia to have its own space agency.
We were very big in the space industry in the 50s and 60s, and we kind of dropped the ball then, and this Space 2.0 is our second chance basically to get back into the space industry and grow an indigenous space industry.
The federal government is reviewing the idea and the nation's role in a global industry worth $420 billion. The first report is due in March next year. Around the same time, Fleet hopes its first nanosatellite will take to the skies. Rhiannon Elston, SBS World News.